Okay, so welcome back to part 5 of lesson 3, so 3.5 this one is. And we're now going to do we're going to do some route planning. So what we're going to do is we're going to program a little robot to follow a certain path. And we're going to program it using some of the buttons on the top. And then we're going to get it to select the route we want to do. And then it should complete the route we want to do, okay? So this is in number 5. It's under here. Let's see where it is on Teams. It's on here. So view assignment number 5. It should be student view route plan. That's it there. Okay. So I've just got it opened here, and I'm going to skip down to these blocks here because we need to start with this one, and I'll explain what's going on here. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so I can see what's going on there. So here we've got some loops to begin with. So if a equals 5, then reset to 1. So what this allows us to do, we can program it to have like 4 different routes that we can plan. And then at the very start, we're going to have 2 variables here, a and b, and set them to 0, okay? I think I've actually set up these variables already, but what I'll do is I'll delete them so then we know how to do them again. Interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete them and delete that one. Oh, interesting. Doesn't seem like I can delete those variables. Yeah, just right click delete. Okay. So we're going to have 2 variables, a and b, and I'll show you how to make them again. And we're going to have 2 buttons, b and a. We're going to use the buttons on top of the microbit here. So if I just switch over and show you quickly. There, so the buttons at the top, we're going to use, there's button A and button B, and we're going to use it to select the route we want to do, okay? So, what we want to do is start building this here. So we have so then basically whenever we press one of the buttons, it's going to do the route we planned. So this is the first part we're going to do. So we're going to get those up and running first. So I'm going to go here, pick up a logic, which is an if selection statement, okay? And we need to set up a variable. So I want to set up those variables. I'm going to say make a variable. This one's called A for button A. Make a variable B for button B, okay? So that's in that section there to make the variables, okay? So if I move this a bit bigger, yeah, you can see the variables there. So there it is, variables, okay? So next, I can zoom this up a little bit actually. Let's see. There we go. That's better. And we'll have it says if true. So in selection, in choice selections in programming, it has to be true for it to do this. So if something here is true, then do this. Okay, and that's what we talk about when we talk about selection. And I want to go back into logic here and pick up the comparison operator here. So what this does is it checks if something is equal. It can be equal, not equal, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So we can do a little test on here. And so we want to check if a, so I'm going to pick up my variable here, a is equal to 5, okay? So if it's equal to 5, we're going to reset it to 1, basically. That's what's happening there. So I'm going to set it to 1. So I'm going to, not that one. So set, I'm going to change the variable here to A. I'm going to set it back to 1, all right? Okay. And then we're going to have 2 more, we're going to set up the 2 more variables here. So at the very beginning, both variables are set to 0. So it just sort of sets them as default values to begin with, okay? Then we're going to get the input here. We're going to get button A, and we're going to get button B, over here. Okay, so I'm just going to change that to button B. And it's the opposite way around here actually, so I'll just swap them around so we don't get confused. But so when we press the button A, we want it to change the value of 8 by 1. So change by 1, we want to change that to A by 1. And the other one is we're going to set button B to 1. Okay, so what this allows us to do is we can make a choice, and then when we press the button B, it's going to run the route that we want to do. Okay, so that's what's happening in those functions there. I'm going to move these over here a little bit because I want to start another function, and it's on the next slide here. Okay, so this function here is going to drive forward, spin left, and stop. Basically, that's what it's going to go forward and spin to the left, and then drive forward again. Actually, so there we've got 2 drive forwards there. Okay. Actually, I might change that to turn to the left, but we can try either one to see how it works. Okay. So again, we have another selection statement. It says forever again here, but this is not the same forever. We need to make another one. So it's just like a loop. So we have a loop, we have selection, we have input on this this project. So I'm going to go back to basic here, and I'm going to go to forever. We'll drop it in here, and I'm going to go find out the logic gate. Again, I want an if statement here, and I want to check if B is equal to 1. No, we want to check if A is equal to 1 first. Okay, so we want to check if A is equal to 1. So I can actually take this one and just copy it, or I can go back in here, collect this one, and drop it in there. And we want the variable A again. Oh, make sure it goes in the right spot. Drop it in there, and it should be set to 1. Okay, so that's it. It checks. So that means that if A is equal to 1, we're going to show some LEDs on the microbit, and it's going to look like this. So basically it means like to drive up and turn left. I suppose we could do it another way. Actually, I would have done it drive up, turn left. I would have done it this way. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. So drive up, turn left is how I would look at it, but it doesn't make a difference. Either one is fine. Okay, so then we want another selection statement, another logic statement here, and this one goes inside here. And we call this a nested if statement. So there's an if inside the if, and we call that a nested if. And we're going to grab the comparison operator again. And this time it's going to be the B variable. And we're going to drop that in. And it should be set to 1 as well. Okay. So for this one, if A is set to 1 and B is set to 1 because we press the buttons here, then we run the code basically. So that's, we kind of make a choice and then we run the code. Okay, so I'm going to grab the basic block here, pause, and set it to 1 second, and we're going to get the tiny bit, control speed, and we're going to change the speed here. So the speed should be 80. Okay, 80. And then we're going to pause again. Pause. And it should be for a second again, 1000. And then we're going to go spin left. So we're going to get the tiny bit one. And we're going to do speed again. This one, yeah. Drop it in. And it should be spin left. And it should be 65. And we want the pause. What the pause is doing actually is telling the program how long to run the motors for, basically. So the longer the pause here, the more the travel the microbit will do, or the tiny bit will do. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this a bit smaller. Should still be able to see that fine, I think. And we're going to add another one here. So we have another speed run. We have another one here. So I can just copy that one actually. Copy, Command C, Command V, paste it, and put that in. And then we're going to do another pause. So I can take this one, Command C, Command V. It's 1000, and then we have one more here, and we're going to say program, and it's just going to stop. Okay, so wherever it is, it's going to stop. And we want to do set B to 0. Okay, so that resets B, so then the program has stopped working. And I can just copy that one. Command C, Command B. Okay, and I'm just going to move that to one side there. So there we go. Set B to 0. Okay, right. So if I then switch over to my microbit, okay, I'll just move that over here so I can see it, see the code beside it as well. So I'm going to take my microbit and plug it in. Okay, I'm going to press download on the code here. Okay, so disconnect it from there, plug it in, and when I switch it on, nothing's showing up just yet. So according to the program, we have to press A. Okay, and it shows. So I see what it means now. If it was the other way around on here, it's upside down. So now I see why they did that. Okay, so I'll just switch that on here actually. So it'll be correct. So I'll just do that. Yeah, because the microbit is facing this way, so it should go up across or left. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so it does make a difference anyway. So now we know we're in that program. And then when we press B on here, the microbit will drive forward and spin left, and then it should work. So if I can maybe show you this, hopefully. Let's see if I can show it here. My laptop back a little bit. Okay, so let's see. So if I press B again. Oh, there we go. Almost did it. So it did a little spin there to the left. Let's try once more. Press B. Oh, quite well that time actually. Okay, so that's that one. So let's see if you can do that. And what we'll do next then is there is a couple other options on there. Okay, so what we'll do then is I'll show you this one. Okay, so I'll show you the next ones here and just move that over to the one side. So then the next one is to have it make like a circle, drive in a circle. This one, you can see it repeats itself. So if you could work it out how to do this using the loop, actually, it'd be even better. So what you have to do is you have to take another block here, forever, and drop it in, and just move it over to the side so you can see it. And this time you have to use the if statement, and it'll be the same as this, but this time Command C, Command V, and drop it in here. Oh, wrong button. And drop it in here. And this time it should be 2. Okay, so this is like program 2 basically. And we can have the LEDs as well. Command C, Command V. Okay, and we can drop that in. And this one is like a circle for this one, so we can drop that in there and like that. So this will be program 2, and then of course there's another one, program 3, where it's like a triangle here. So there'll be 3 different programs, and then I'll get you to come up with your own. What I want you to do is to plan out a route, and you have to try and get to some different obstacles there. Okay, so there's 3 programs to make, and it says it can go to number 5, for example. So we could have 5 programs, 5 different routes planned, And this is the code for this one. So this goes all the way down and across down to here. And you can see it's very similar to this, we just changed a few things here. And the same for this one, you need another forever loop beside this one, and try that one, okay? So lots to try there. Let's see if you can do it.